Hey guys, it's Nancy and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a fun one because it's gonna be my first trimester update. So grab yourself a drink and let's chat. I can't believe I'm already filming a first trimester update. Time is going by so fast, but also there were some weeks that were really slow as well. So I'm excited to dive in and share with you guys what's been going on. But before I begin, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Nancy. It's so nice to meet you. My husband and I are expecting our first baby March 2020. And right now I am 14 weeks while I am filming this, so I will do a little recap on everything so far. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. I found out July 4th that I was pregnant, and at that moment I had already been 4 weeks pregnant, which kind of blows my mind because I have no idea how they even come up with that number, how they specifically track when you got pregnant. But at that moment I was already 4 weeks pregnant, and the symptoms were crazy before I took my pregnancy test because they're so similar to period symptoms, like I said in a previous video. But I felt so tired, so thirsty all the time, and it just felt a little off. That's how I kind of picked up on the signs. I would wake up in the middle of the night like multiple times using the bathroom, and that would usually never happen. So that was sign number one. And then I had like the strangest cravings for things. I wanted a sausage egg McMuffin so badly, and I went out and got it, and it just satisfied my cravings so much. And in the beginning I had a hard time sleeping, so my back was hurting a lot right in the middle, and I just felt like I couldn't like stretch it out or like shake it off, that feeling. And so I was tossing and turning when I was sleeping, and that was probably the most uncomfortable time, and that was around week 4 and 5 of my pregnancy. But luckily I had a chiropractor appointment that day, and I've been seeing my chiropractor for years now, so I was just really excited that it actually worked out, that I'm like, okay, I'm seeing him, I need to go get adjusted. And after the adjustment it felt amazing. I felt a lot of relief in my back and in my neck, and then he also gave me some of the best advice, and he just told me not to overthink things. And as simple as that sounds, that helped so much, because at that time I was just researching all these things like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant, what do I do now, what don't I do anymore? And I just overthought everything, and I think I put a lot of stress on myself. So he basically told me not to overthink things, because there's going to be a lot of advice and a lot of information out there which are super valuable, and I really appreciate people's advice, but sometimes it can be truly overwhelming, especially when this is something so new and I'm figuring it out for myself. So that was probably one of the best advice ever, because after that I've been able to relax a bit more and not overthink things and be so tense, because now that my body is so sensitive to things, I feel like when I tense up it affects everything. So after my adjustment I was finally able to sleep better at night, and I was so grateful for that, because it was just getting really uncomfortable. So in the middle of my first trimester, I think it was around like week 7 to 10ish, I would get dizzy a lot whenever I would get up, if I got up really quickly. And so I didn't realize that happened, so I started taking it more slowly, like turning over while I would get up versus like just bouncing right out. Also, nausea started to kick in whenever I don't eat right away. I'm really grateful that so far this has been a very smooth pregnancy. I haven't thrown up at all. I've had very mild morning sickness, and it's just to the extent of headaches and nausea if I don't eat right away. But other than that, I was able to kind of like control or mediate that. I would just snack a little bit throughout the day just so my blood sugar levels don't drop and I don't feel faint, and that seemed to help a lot. But one thing I didn't really expect to feel so much is fatigue. I mean, I've been tired before whenever you pull all-nighters for school or you just stay up late, but like pregnancy fatigue is a whole nother level. Like even after you just wake up from like a good 8 hours of sleep, you feel wiped the next day for no particular reason at all, and it just drains your batteries and your energy fully. And sometimes it's really hard to recover, and it'll last the whole day. And I've had several days like that where you literally just can't get up, and you're like, oh, you want to, like in your mind you want to be productive, but your body is just not letting you. So when days like that come, I just try to let it be. But obviously if I have work that needs to get done, I will do the work. But those are the harder days I've had to come by, with like pushing through the fatigue when you just, all you want to do is just sleep. So in terms of food, I'm really grateful that I've kept most of my appetite, but I did start experiencing a few food aversions in the beginning, and coffee was one of them. In the very beginning, I would get coffee all the time, like before I was pregnant. So whenever I got a cup of coffee, it just did not taste right. It tasted really gross. It made me want to throw up, and I was really sad because I love my vanilla lattes. So after a few weeks went by, I tried coffee again, and it's safe to say I'm still loving coffee because it's just such a sad thing when you can't drink it, especially when you can. Only 200 milligrams though of caffeine a day. That was just like a quick phase, but something I realized that I just did not like, and I still don't like, are scrambled eggs. And before, I would eat scrambled eggs for breakfast all the time. So I made myself scrambled eggs, and I had spinach in there and everything just to get my veggies, and I made it, and it just did not taste right. It was so mushy. Not that I made it mushy, just the texture and the taste of it, I was not feeling, and I love eggs. So I tried frying up an egg, and that worked better. So fried eggs are okay, I guess, just different variations of eggs, but scrambled eggs was like, just did not like that. But I guess other than scrambled eggs, I haven't had too many food aversions. It was just that one, and I used to eat eggs all the time, so I felt like, what do I eat for breakfast now? And then for food cravings, guys, I am loving sandwiches. I don't know if it's a pregnancy thing, but ever since I became pregnant, I realized how much I'm loving toasted sandwiches, especially on sourdough bread. And it probably all started off with like my sausage egg McMuffin craving from McDonald's. That was a side. And I love eating sandwiches. I eat them almost like every day. And prior to this, like I didn't eat that many sandwiches, and they were always okay to me. And it's so funny because Johnny's like, babe, don't you realize how cool sandwiches have been? Are you just realizing this now that you're pregnant? He's like, you need to get with it. I'm like, yes, I know, sandwiches are cool now. But yeah, I haven't craved anything weird like pickles and cream cheese. I don't know, I just threw that out there, but I've just been craving things I normally don't eat, so nothing too strange. And in terms of working out, I'm still doing my bar workouts, which I'm really happy about because I love bar, and it took me a long time to find a workout that I like, so I'm so happy I could stick with bar. And it's really good during pregnancy too because it's low impact, and a lot of the moves you can modify, and the instructors are really helpful with that, so it makes me feel welcome still to work out with everybody and not feel like really awkward that I can't do any of the moves. I could still do a majority of the moves, but I just take it slower at my own pace now because I get tired really easily now that I'm pregnant, and I find that I'm sweating a lot more, I lose my breath more, so I just go at my own pace and I don't feel guilty at all. It just feels really nice, honestly, to work out and stretch, especially because we stretch so much in bar. I still feel like really lean after class, and I feel like it just gets my energy levels up, which is amazing. So I've been trying to go at least 3 times a week, and that's a really good week, but at the very least I will go 1 time a week, and I think that still satisfies my workout routine. And I'm just really proud that I'm still able to go because I hear a lot of good benefits about working out when you're pregnant, and it'll help prep for labor and just overall like help with your energy level and just getting through pregnancy. And for doctor's appointments, I've had 2 so far. The first one was at 8 weeks, and that was the first time we got to see our baby on the ultrasound screen. So let me show you guys the ultrasound in case you haven't seen it. So this is our first ultrasound pic. There's baby at 8 weeks right here, and that was such a cool experience. I talk more about it in our pregnancy announcement video, but it was so cool hearing the heartbeat and seeing our baby there for the first time. So today is Tuesday, July 30th, and we have our first ultrasound appointment. We're in the car now, and we're headed to our appointment, and I have to drink like 24 ounces of water because I need a full bladder before this ultrasound. So obviously I've never done this before. So I have this water bottle, and then I also have this water bottle. So here we go. That's our baby's heartbeat. So we just finished our ultrasound. I've got to wipe this. We have a healthy baby, and
one healthy baby.
One healthy baby. We were wondering, I was like, is there more than one? But twins don't run in our family, so yay, there's one healthy baby in there. And then the estimated due date is March 10th, and my birthday is March 11th, so I might be just giving birth on my birthday. What are the odds of that? Wow, how do you feel, babe?
I'm very happy.
Oh my gosh, I like started crying. I think when he played the heartbeat, because you can see it, but then once you hear it, you're like, it's trippy. And then my next appointment was at 11 weeks just to check up the heartbeat and see how baby is doing. And I didn't expect to see baby that day. I thought we were just hearing the heartbeat, but my doctor pulled out like this really cool like mini ultrasound device. It almost looked like a cell phone. So she was able to show me baby. It wasn't on the big screen, but she was able to let me take a picture of the screen. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there's baby. And baby looks more human-like compared to the last photo at 8 weeks. So here's the head, that's the arm behind. So it's almost like doing this. Doing one of those. So yeah, there's baby at 11 weeks. And right now when I'm filming this, I'm 14 weeks and we still don't know the gender until our 20-week appointment. So I will share with you guys the big news then. And today I just got my blood drawn. I had a lab test, so this is why I have this. And I had to get like 7 tubes filled, and that overwhelmed me a little bit because I'm not used to getting my blood drawn, but it went smoothly, thank goodness, because I just don't like looking at blood and needles, so it worked out. So I have some products that I've been loving during my first trimester that I want to share with you guys. The first one is this one by Burt's Bees, and this is their Mama Bee Belly Butter with shea butter and vitamin E. So it just looks like a normal body butter like this, and I picked this up at Target because I was just on the hunt for something for my belly to prevent stretch marks and just like keep the skin nice and supple for all the stretching it's about to do. So I've been using this belly butter on my belly, a little bit below the breast, and just kind of overall this area of pregnancy, and so far it's been good. I haven't noticed anything yet, but I noticed that my skin is really hydrated, so that's always good. And I know stretch marks are hereditary, and if they happen, they happen, so I'm just doing my best to try to prevent them, but I just want my skin to be hydrated because so much stretching is gonna happen. So I've been really liking this one. And then the next lotion I've been loving isn't like pregnancy specific, but this is Nivea's Skin Firming Hydration Lotion with shea butter, and this is to help with like firming up your skin. And I've used their other one before, I think it's like the ultra rich one, but I wanted to switch it up to the skin firming one to see how that would do. And for this one, it's a lot lighter and texture compared to the belly butter and the other rich creams from Nivea, so it's really easy to absorb into your skin, which is what I like, but it still gives you a really good boost of hydration. I feel like my skin hasn't been dry at all since pregnancy, ever since I started using this body lotion, so it's been really good. And if you don't want like a thick heavy cream, you just want something quick that will absorb into your skin really well, I definitely recommend trying this because it's been working really well. So I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any questions for me that you wanted me to talk about in today's video. So I'm just gonna go through your questions and answer them. And if you wanna follow me on Instagram, I will link my handle right here for you. Okay, so first question is, how soon did you know? So I found out July 4th, and that was 4 weeks into my pregnancy. You guys want to know if I had morning sickness, how's working out when I'm pregnant, and do I have the pregnancy glow? So morning sickness, a little bit with the nausea and the headache, but not too bad, which I'm grateful for. Working out, I'm still doing bar at least 3 times a week, and that has been my go-to workout. And then for the glow, I feel like my skin hasn't gotten really dry or anything. It hasn't changed too much yet with pregnancy, but I feel like it looks a little bit more glowy, like even a little bit, or it could be because I'm using a lot more highlighter. That could be it too. Next, you guys want to know about my cravings. So I've been craving sandwiches, as I told you guys earlier. I still love Asian food. I love noodles, pad thai and spicy noodles, the bomb. I love that. And anything soupy with noodles, I'm all for it. So the next question is, something you assumed about pregnancy, but learning it ended up being different. Something I assumed about pregnancy was I thought it'd be really hard to adjust to being pregnant, and it varies depending on different people, so I can only speak for myself. And I thought it would take me a lot longer to adjust to being pregnant and the idea of being pregnant, but I found that I had this like calmness to myself, because usually I'm like a worrier and I like overthink things all the time, but it was actually really comforting to know that I'm pregnant, there's a baby in here, and that this is such a new exciting chapter. So I think I'm just taking things as they come and not overthinking it as much as I thought I was going to overthink things. That has helped a lot. So since becoming pregnant, I find that I'm trusting my own intuition more, which is really refreshing because I've always been the one to second guess my own judgment. I always look towards like others for advice before ever considering my own. So it feels really good to actually just trust my gut for once and know what's best for me. And of course, still take into other people's advice and consideration, but wholeheartedly trusting myself. I feel like that can go beyond pregnancy, and it's just such a like important life lesson to learn. So it feels really nice to be able to trust myself. So next question is, any foods you used to enjoy but currently do not? So I don't enjoy eggs anymore, particularly scrambled eggs. What else don't I enjoy? I guess, oh, spinach. I really don't like spinach anymore. I used to saute them and have them as a side dish for dinner, or even adding them to my scrambled eggs, but I don't really like that anymore. But salads I will eat. I think I like the crunchiness of vegetables. I don't like it when it's overcooked and mushy. Next question is, what were your symptoms? Did you have a lot of nausea? So my symptoms were just fatigue. I use the bathroom like almost every other hour, especially at nighttime before I go to bed. I use it a lot, and then during nighttime when I'm sleeping, I wake up like 3 times within the middle of the night to go use the bathroom. So that was a huge symptom and like a red flag that something is up. And for nausea, no, I don't really have too much nausea. They come and go very frequently, but they don't last that long. And it's just a reminder for me that I need to eat. So now I know to carry snacks, and snacks are my best friend because they really keep the nausea down. So the last question is, have you had any morning sickness, and did you start your registry already? So I haven't had too much morning sickness. I haven't thrown up or anything. It's just mild nausea, fatigue, and headaches. And then for my registry, we have not started our registry yet. Oh my gosh, there's so much to think about. So we'll probably get started all of that later in the second trimester. And it'll be even more exciting when we find out the gender, because I haven't really bought anything yet. And the room that I'm filming this video in will become the nursery. So right now it's a hot mess on the other side of the screen. So I will work on that later. So I think that's it for my first trimester update. I hope you guys enjoyed going through the journey with me so far of my first trimester of pregnancy. I would love to hear how your first trimesters have been going or went. And it's just so crazy how quickly time is going by. But I'm so grateful that so far we've had a very smooth and good pregnancy. And it's been so fun being able to bring you guys along for the journey. I hope you guys have been enjoying the pregnancy videos. If you guys haven't checked out the first 3 of the series, I will link it up here for you. And overall, we are just so happy and over the moon that we can't believe we're having a baby. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. I post new ones every single week. If you guys have any questions or video requests that you want to see on my channel, feel free to leave it down below in the comments below. I hope you all have the most wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!